See you, TMG.
That's one thing I've said about AJ. He's a body attack. He doesn't do it enough for me. I like, if you want to get to the highest level, you need to have dexterity and punch selection, got attack to head and body. I was even watching a clip of, obviously Mayweather's a completely different level, but against Diego Corrales, it's like 3 jabs to the body, and then Diego Corrales falls on another one. Nope. Up
to the head.
Up to head, knocked him down.
This guy's a boxing expert, guys. He's a historian.
He loves his Mayweather.
I'm a learner. I'm learning every day.
But do you think a rematch is the best? Is the best option for Joshua right now?
It's the only option.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only option. Based on his promoter, based on society, I feel like he should. Yeah, I'm not sure he beats Usyk.
You don't think he beats him again? Well, the rematch will be in the UK. Would be in the UK
most likely.
No,
I think it would be.
Could go to Saudi. Could go to Ukraine.
Oh, Ukraine!
I seriously doubt.
If it's in Ukraine, then boy, he has to knock him out. That's the only way he's gonna win.
And I just feel like.
Wait, is Usyk?
I don't think Usyk's fought in Ukraine.
No.
Eddie Hearn's still Usyk's promo, innit?
No.
Who's Usyk's promo?
K1 was like K1 Promotions or something.
Was he was getting promo by Usyk? Eddie Hearn was promo at one point.
At one point. I don't know if he beats him in a rematch.
You can knock him out, man. I think just the thing is with Joshua, you can't count him out. He can knock him out.
You can't count him out. But do you see the boxing that he's been trying to implement?
Mm.
Is he just going to switch up his whole style?
He needs to get a new trainer, as he said.
Robert Kraken has to go. I'm sorry.
Sound like a one guy I listen to. Atman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did he say the same thing?
Yeah.
He has to go. I've seen it twice now. Time of the crisis, hasn't able to do anything, hasn't able to affect AJ. Like, you remember against Ruiz, AJ was like, why am I feeling like this? Why is he saying that? Why is Robert Kraken allowed to say that? And if he is saying that,
knocked in the back of the
but
head.
even if he is saying that, why are you not making adjustments? It still seems too pally too nice. I told you.
But that's a bit different though, because that's a different experience for the fighter. No matter who he's with, there's going to be elements of things that you've never felt before. That was the first concussive punch he's ever felt. It was right on the equilibrium.
Okay, maybe I was a bit too harsh. Of course, the fighter can say that, but what's the plan B? Where's the adjustment to help, give him guidance to come around and, resurrect this? Yeah. I just don't, when it comes to crisis moment, I just don't think Robert Kraken has
I do feel like, obviously, the Ruiz loss is more of an outlier than this Usyk loss because, fighting a fight, as you know, when you're preparing for another fighter and then you fight a new one, it's obviously very difficult for fighters. Because obviously, as you said, for like a footballer or anyone, if you're playing against Messi, like you've been preparing to play against Messi for years, you've been looking at TV and saying, oh, if I fought Messi, if I was to play against Messi, this is what I'll do to defend against him, or this. But for Messi doesn't care. Yeah. He's facing a million defenders.
Yeah, that's how he gets started.
And that's how Pacquiao obviously lost against you guys, because you guys probably been preparing for a Pacquiao fight for ages. Mayweather just Pacquiao just got that fight 2 weeks before, even a week. Ruiz only was a stand-in. It wasn't really the guy that was gonna.
I hear that, but at the same time, I don't hear that. And I get like you plan for your opponent, but if you're the best and you're the best, you can adapt that quickly. Like if you got to the Olympics, you never had the chance to check your opponents and do all that research, that scouting analysis.
Yeah, but they didn't do that on you. Well, they might have done a little bit more on you, but they knew you were the favourite, but not to the level of how Ugas been looking at Pacquiao. Like Ugas has been looking at Pacquiao either subconsciously or consciously for at least 5 to 10 years. Once Pacquiao's in the welterweight division, then Ugas.
I think everybody does that to their opponent.
No, to the elite guys, they do.
So that.
But that's what I'm saying. Pacquiao doesn't do that to Ugas because Ugas is a fly on the wall for Pacquiao. But on the other way around, Ugas is. This is good. If I get a fight with Pacquiao, this is my biggest fight I'm ever gonna have. Like Ugas probably watch all of Pacquiao's fights. Okay, you think Pacquiao's watching Ugas' fights?
Fair.
You know what I mean?
But if Pacquiao was schooled enough, I feel like not schooled enough. That's a bit harsh. My thing is with Mayweather. So Mayweather's one fighter that don't care about your plan. He doesn't care about your plans. It's my plans. He's that good at his game. You have to change your game.
But Mayweather's aware.
Maybe twice he adapted just a bit.
For
Canelo, did he not adapt for Canelo?
No, Mayweather does adapt, but he takes away one of your strengths. If either your plan A, your strongest strength, but he takes away stuff, and it makes you go to different levels, which most if not all the fights he's fought, are not willing to go to or
You
able
know,
to go to.
but it's easier for Mayweather to impose his pack because he's a defensive fighter. He's not the one there
Not
to
just
impose
that,
his
just
style.
that he's arguably the most skilled
If
fighter.
you're
he's ever been.
if you're an attacking fighter, it's hard. It's
You think
harder.
he's as skilled as Loma and them. Bro?
Yes,
As good as Loma.
I think so.
I think Loma might be the most skilled boxer I've seen.
I think Mayweather's still the most skilled. Offensively, defensively, look at the statistics.
Offensively,
Offensively, defensively, the statistics back.
I think defensively he's the best defensive fighter of all time.
In terms
And people don't even agree with that. People say it's Pernell Whitaker.
no, it's Mayweather. Pernell Whitaker, I was watching some guys break it down. Pernell Whitaker, in terms of defense, the flashy parts of defense, Pernell Whitaker is probably the best, like doing the head movement, the waist movement, all the
fair.
flashes. But when you encompass all aspects of defense, so head movement, blocking, guards, you know,
It
pushing
is
guys
Mayweather.
off,
Yeah,
it is Mayweather. Why I say offense, not necessarily the knockout, because he lost his knockout, knockout willpower probably
And he's a cheater.
when he went up to lightweight or whatever, because he had hand problems. But in terms of punch connect percentage, he has the highest on record.
Yeah, he's got a lot of precision, but to say he's the most skilled.
I think he's the most skilled.
Oh,
I think Lomachenko.
bro.
I like Lomachenko, the way Lomachenko fights. I like his footwork. I like the way
Yeah.
the movement. I just love the way Lomachenko
Yeah, but
fights.
Lomachenko's got great footwork. He probably has, you could argue, slightly better feet than Mayweather, but encompassing everything.
He has better feet than Mayweather. You can't say
Footwork, head movement.
he has better head movement than
hands.
Mayweather.
Oh, I don't know about
He
that.
has better.
I don't know about that. Hand speed, punch selection,
Yes,
punch
better.
combinations, tactics, employing tactics.
Maybe tactics and employed tactics. I'll give,
Um,
obviously Mayweather never lost.
Yeah.
Of course, he had the best tactics,
I mean,
and he fought. Mayweather's CV just looks better every time Canelo wins. It looks better. It looks better because he's beat this guy. Obviously, people love Canelo. Canelo's a great fighter. You know? I don't really like Canelo. Every time I see him, I just want him to lose. Should have lost to Triple G. Should have lost to Triple G.
Triple G, Ugly, Lara. I mean, that's the way boxing is. I mean, that's another thing on the AJ fight. That judge that gave him 5 rounds was probably the judge I was looking for him to.
It's a British judge.
Yeah, it was probably the swing judge, because when the people kind of fix the fight, there's always one judge that that does a crazy scoreline.
Well,
Scorecard.
AJ didn't give anyone enough.
That's the thing, because when I watched it back, I said there was probably 5 rounds. If you really wanted AJ to win, you could have given him, and that's what the judge did. But there was no more. Usually, if there's 6 or 7 rounds which are contentious, they will favour the guy they want to win. And AJ didn't give them enough
You know what?
to work with.
I think AJ Stark was poor. It really just kept him on the back burner the whole
It
fight.
was a start and a finish. That's the amazing.
And
How
the
poor did
finish
you
is
not
fine.
think AJ was?
Hmm?
How poor did you not think AJ was?
I gave AJ like a 5 out of 10 performance. I thought it was real bang average. I don't think it was terrible. I just thought it was average. Like it didn't give me anything to be like, oh, like.
But you're not talking as fans, or you talking about?
I'm talking as a fan.
Yeah.
He's more looking into the data.
Yeah, because even that, I'm talking about IQ, because it's like Mayweather Pacquiao was one of the most boring fights.
Yeah, that was so boring. But I like the intent, the tension in that fight.
But to me, like AJ and Usyk, there was rounds where it was more of a tactical thing. It's more about where am I placing my foot compared to where you're placing your foot. But okay, I'm checking the range. I'm making sure you don't step in, step out.
The feints Usyk done were crazy. He out feinted AJ into the oblivion.
Do you know what? I don't understand why AJ let Usyk just take the center of the ring.
I mean,
You're the bigger fighter.
I think it's a bit hard when you can't.
hit the guy.
Yeah, that's it. Because when you take the center of the ring, yeah, and I'm not a boxing scholar, because my coaches could, my coaches could watch this and think, oh, look at Sam. When you take the center of the ring, let's say you double jab the head, but you're always missing. Now, every time you're double jabbing, so you're trying to step into the center. I'm throwing something, but I'm missing.
And he get countered.
You're in the center. I've got to come back because now my arms are long, so I'm not even like you've got short arms, so you're gonna always hit me.
Okay.
And it's like that's what I think is AJ would for like one thing I didn't like about AJ sometimes was what he was doing. He's going like this, just flicking out to find him. But I'm thinking this guy's just gonna come under this. He knows the range.
Yeah.
Instead of you to just even if you're looking for research, bang,
Okay.
you miss, but he's felt the win like thinking raw.
He can't do that again. If I do that again,
AJ's jab is one of his strongest weapons.
he didn't use it though. He's been
He
using it.
couldn't. I mean, it was like I said. Like Sam said, it was flicking it. And I watched a breakdown a couple of days ago, and I didn't even notice this at the time because obviously when I first watched it, I was at the stadium, and I was kind of far out, so I didn't get to see in detail. And I watched it back, and I realized, okay, maybe AJ didn't perform as bad as I first thought. But there was a breakdown, Basically, like AJ, he uses jab in more ways than most people do. Obviously, he's a rangefinder. Can obviously use it to set up punches. Also use it to deter guys from actually starting their own attacks. And he also uses it kind of like as a
Shield.
shield, and stay away. And Usyk faded him into doing that. And once he put out his jab, Usyk came underneath, like I think his head and it popped him. And Usyk kind of bait AJ into leaving his arm out and just be stopping with it, and boom, he got caught. And so that breakdown was, I sent it to you, interesting. That breakdown was actually very interesting.
It'll be interesting to see. Do you think now that if AJ was to fight a Fury or Wilder, is he?
I still think he beats Wilder. Fury, like I said before, I thought Fury would edge it, but those ways AJ could win.
If AJ tries to box with Fury,
there's no chance.
I think
And
AJ
then he has
beats.
no chance.
I think I said this last time. I think AJ beats Fury. I think he loses to Wilder.
Whoa,
I think I've always said that.
the Wilder one. The another thing is, you say it now. I can visualize him losing to Wilder because he's gonna leave himself open to one of Wilder's swings, and Wilder will swing him. I don't know if AJ will go down though.
AJ's so used to fighting guys shorter. His defensive mechanism is to lean back. Right. Wilder is just as tall as him.
He's an inch taller. Much better reach. Yeah, Wilder 6'7", AJ 6'6". I'm not sure about the reach though. I think the reach is probably something. I think AJ got 8'2". I think Wilder might have 8'3" reach.
Yeah.
So you think Wilder? But Fury's taller than AJ.
Both of them. But I think Fury's AJ's a better boxer. Fury can't fight the way he fought Wilder the second fight against AJ. No.
No, he will go to the way he did it first.
Yeah,
fight.
he would have to.
Klitschko or Klitschko.
I think Fury and AJ, and this is why I feel like Wilder will beat Fury. Just like there's something in the air. I feel like.
Yeah.
Fury's doing this thing where he's believing in the Kronk style completely now. He's like, I'm not changing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock out every opponent. But bro, it's about adapting. Don't always have that mindset. Now, same way AJ was thinking, I'm gonna box. I'm thinking they're both becoming trying to be rigid, trying to do something. Fury wants to prove that I've got power. People say I've got power, I want to knock him out again. AJ's trying to prove that I'm more than a boxer.
I hope Fury just saying that.
I do hear what Simon's saying, but with Fury, his mind games and for the most part so elite, like, and he has the boxing skill and the ability to adapt in the fight. So
He does.
So
Fury
I don't think that it could happen, but I don't think it'll be an issue. That much issue.
But if it happens with Fury, it's too late. Because if he clips you to make you adapt, you know that right hand's affected you.
Oh yeah. I mean, the right hand affected him in the first fight.
Yeah.
And
he still came out.
And he won the fight.
He won the fight.
I don't think, me personally, people say that he took his best shot. I don't think he took his best shot.
He took it.
He didn't take any shot.
He ate it.
Flush. Didn't take it.
He doesn't
not on the
ate
jaw.
it.
Fury rolls with his shots.
Okay.
Fury's got that.
So he rolled with the shot.
Rolls with the
But then, do you ever think that Wilder would ever hit him flush?
He can, but
Fury's always rolling. He's gonna roll with a shot though.
I mean,
When he hits him clean, then
if Wilder commits to the body,
Which he's not going to.
if he does,
And if he tries that, Fury's gonna knock him
if
out.
he does, he has a very good chance of changing the
Okay, you've
my
seen
boxing
Fury.
coach messages me now. I guess he's listening to our podcast.
You see this. You believe that Wilder. Do you know everyone's got a plan until they get hit?
Yeah.
So when Wilder starts getting hit, you think he's gonna do the things he's doing in those videos?
Probably not, but
Yeah,
if he can just
because it just takes
a
one
few body,
punch.
the right hand to the body.
Fury's punches are not. They're not. It's a combination. It's not one punch that's gonna hurt.
Because like I said, I get onto AJ for not coming to the body enough throughout his career, but Wilder is completely even worse. If Wilder just does with that right hand to the body and head, it opens up so many avenues for him.
To be fair, Wilder's been saying all these things like this fight, I'm gonna be going to the death, and Fury's just been saying I'm gonna knock him out. Like he doesn't even waste time talking to her. It's a battle of the mind. I think Fury's in Wilder's mind, to be honest. I think that's why I don't see Wilder winning, because Fury's actually in his mind.
I would say more so for the second fight. I haven't heard much from Wilder this time.
He's barely said anything.
Yeah, he hasn't said much, which is good. Fury does play good mind games, but I don't think Fury's mind games have been a lot this round. I don't think they've sold the fight well, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I only seen that clip where it was like Wilder was saying, this fight be prepared, and Fury just replied, I'm gonna knock him out. It's just
Wilder doesn't really give anything to work with.
Yeah, it's better that way for Wilder, because as soon as he starts doing the mind games, it's curtains.
I mean,
I say it's better for them, but I look at this way. Yeah. This is just proven, and obviously we're talking about the boxing aspect, but they're talking about The
Commercial?
financial aspect, the commercial aspect. How much of a draw AJ is compared to these guys?
I think I would say before Wilder was a massive draw in America. People used to love Wilder.
He's never a
He
massive.
wasn't. He
People used to talk about him.
Remember those videos of Eddie Hearn, and Tyson Fury asking who's this guy? I think Eddie Hearn did it as well.
Oh, Fury's got his own. He's got his own guys, but he's got a clique of guys. He's gypsy dons.
The reason he was never a massive draw because his resume is pants.
Yeah, he's resume is pants.
Wilder's resume is pants.
But AJ commercially as a face, if you're going to talk about advertising and all of these things, he's bigger than the whole heavyweight division. That's it. He's just more visible. He's got more endorsements. People they're drawn to AJ. So any AJ fight is gonna sell out. It's gonna sell out this Fury and Wilder fight. I'm sure more people are gonna watch the AJ Usyk fight than the Fury Wilder.
It'll feel like
3 times though. So
it'll feel like the Wilder Fury fight has more eyeballs in it because the American people or America's actually gonna be more engaged in it.
no, they're not watching it. Like
AJ Usyk fight, I haven't really seen any of the American analysts break
they're
it
not
down.
talking. I think Kellerman talked about it. That
Probably had-
Kellerman said that AJ got his tactics wrong. As in, tried to box a boxer.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
that
Immediately after
yeah,
the fight. You know, he just tweeted. Just said,
tweeted. But I haven't
straight
seen,
away,
I haven't
straight
seen
away.
videos. Usually there's
maybe
videos,
Max Unboxing he would have talked about
because
it.
I haven't seen a
That-
Max boxing video in time.
Yeah, they don't put it on. He's on Friday, isn't it? But you know, AJ's not as big in America as obviously Wilder and Fury. He doesn't have promotions there,
Because his American debut he failed obviously. So
and that's poor. What if I'm AJ? My plan for AJ before he retires. This is what he needs to do.
Here we go.
This is what he needs to do. You need to beat Usyk.
Of course.
Okay then. When I have this Wilder Fury fight, you face them. Probably you're probably gonna have a rematch. Do both. Then and then obviously after that maybe who's an up and coming boxer that's coming through heavyweight.
And Dubois.
So you beat up one of those up and comers. So you know.
Jagba.
So for the next era, they know that AJ's done this, and you retire without fighting Nigeria.
Eastern European guy against H. Higurovic, something like that.
Ergovic.
Yeah.
I don't.
Then you beat then you go and fight Nigeria and win that fight and then retire.
I think if he loses against Usyk,
Then he's done. If you have to fight White.
I don't think he's done.
Done?
No, I think he'll fight White.
Yeah.
He could fight Fury, depending on what Fury's saying.
He's gonna retire. So.
And then you can actually fight one of the up and coming guys as well. But I would love to see him fight in Nigeria. I'd love to see him.
Would you go?
No way. They'll fight Nigeria to end this career, I think.
I'd love to see that. That'd be nice. Now, it would have a ring to it. There's another country I wanted to fight at.
I want to see him atoning for his
In
errors.
America,
Yeah, in America.
I'd like to fight. I'm go to maybe an Asian market.
Yeah.
Just so you cover all those bases, yeah. I think it'll be good for AJ, you know. Regardless, even if you lose to Usyk, you're still the biggest. You're still going to be the biggest name in boxing, you know.
Well, heavyweight boxing.
Heavyweight boxing.
So that boy Canelo.
Still, AJ's not as big as Canelo anymore, unfortunately.
After the Ruiz fight, his image.
And now Pacquiao's gone.
Yeah.
Now Canelo's clear #1, I think.
So I think he's been clear number 1 since the few.
Hey, you know Pacquiao got that. Hey, Philippines, I had a roll lock off when he fights.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Lock off. And I was-
but he's too active.
Canelo's still not.
But yeah,
I think Canelo. I would have loved to see Canelo Pacquiao. Maybe I don't know.
Whoa.
To kill that man.
Exactly.
Canelo doesn't fight that way anymore. You know, Pacquiao came up for 112.
Pacquiao kill
You know how small that is?
Hey, I just want someone to beat Canelo, man.
That's like
Decisively. All these English fighters went there to get beat up. Disappointed. Billy Joe was good for the rounds that he was alive in. He was good.
And he got his face crushed.
He got his crush. Alan Smith was awful. I think that's one of the worst.
Callum Smith was bad, like compared to what I think. Callum Smith was weight trained, but I also think Canelo's tactic was actually brilliant. Like he took away his best punch. Like Canelo actually just focused. I've never seen. You're just punching a man's arm.
Yeah.
You're not going for his head. It's his arm. Now his arm's getting swollen, and he's struggling to lift it.
That's actually very smart.
Exactly. I've never seen that before. Like not head up, but like he's going for the arm.
Oh, he said it hit his arm and then his head fell. This is what it is.
That's actually very smart. I give that to him.
Someone needs to knock Canelo, fam.
Like,
Someone needs to come like Triple G, fam.
I haven't, but that's my opinion of the Triple G fight. Everyone says Canelo lost the first fight clear. I don't think it was clear.
It might not have been clear, but he lost it.
I think it was.
I don't think he lost it. I think he could have given it even.
I think the first fight, he was clear. At best, you could have given him a draw, and that's what he did. I think.
Yeah, I
The
think.
second fight, I think it should have been a draw as well.
Second fight,
No
second
way.
fight could have gone either way.
No way.
I think
Second fight, Canelo won it. All right, cool. So my argument is the people that said he lost the first fight, yeah. Second fight, you had to give it to Canelo then because he did what you said he didn't do. He pressed the fight. He came forward. He was just. Whereas to me, the first fight, Golovkin was pressing the fight, so he gets points there. He weren't landing anything clean, in my opinion.
So he's fought Canelo the best outside of Mayweather and Triple G. Would you say?
Lara,
who's Canelo's best opponent?
Yeah.
but he wasn't as active. He could have been more active.
Yeah, I mean, Cotto and Mosey were a bit past it. So he probably, encompassing everything, I think it probably is Lara. And Lara, that fight is a fight he arguably lost as well. So,
What's happened to Lara now?
He went to fight a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago, I think. And it's
But the thing with boxing is just so hard to follow.
it's probably, with Lara, I mean, I'm assuming he's getting on a bit, and he's just probably not promoted correctly. I mean, it's hard to promote Cuban fighters. A lot of them, they don't really have the big following. They're very talented, very skilled, but they don't have the big following. I mean, it's very hard to.